इधर ही बैठो, इधर अंदर मत जाओ, बार बार आना पड़ता है आपको। गुरुजी, यस, रेडी। हम शुरू करने के पहले जो ऑनलाइन जुड़े हुए हैं सबसे माफ़ी मांगते हैं। आज इंग्लिश में होगा क्योंकि हमारे पास कुछ मेहमान लोग हैं जो हिंदी नहीं जानते हैं, इसीलिए आज इंग्लिश में करेंगे। जो इंग्लिश नहीं समझ सकते हैं वे लोग आज का यूट्यूब से फिर हिंदी में अनुवाद करके सुन लेना। हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभू कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति शिखरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ओम वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणाम गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। We are discussing Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakaran and second half of it, 28th chapter. Yesterday we were seeing, we discussed. Mataji, please keep notes. You can translate afterwards. Yesterday we saw that there is no difference between the world and God. We discussed it so elaborately with examples. I think you must have clarity in it. Just as the waves, the tides, the bubbles, whirlpools, the flow of water is nothing but water itself. There is no difference. Just as the seer and the seen hand of his own and seeing processed by his own eyes, seeing his hand in the body, it is one and the same. The seer, seen and seeing process, everything is in one only, there is no difference. But from relative angle of vision, there is a difference. But from all-round vision, we don't see any difference. Today we shall see वासना के संबंध से जनित संसार बीजता वासना के विनाश से नष्ट हो जाती है। वासना के संबंध से जनित संसार बीजता वासना के विनाश से नष्ट हो जाती है। We saw that there is no difference in world and the Supreme Self or the truth or God, we can say. If there is no difference, then why do you see the difference? What is the cause of seeing the difference? We see the difference. The names are different from the forms. Names are different from the forms. I am a form, say the body, and I have a name, Swamiji. So, is it different from each other? Are they different from each other? The name and name holder. My name can be different from myself, can it be? But we see name is something else. Without seeing the form, we know the name. You have not seen New York, but you know the name New York. You have some information about New York, isn't it? So that seems name is different than the form, isn't it? So the question arises, what is the cause behind this seeing vision of differentiations? Seeing the difference, what is the cause behind it? Why do we see the difference? So the cause is when it is analyzed, investigated thoroughly. So the cause found out is thoughts or the desires. The thoughts which are repeated again and again, they become the form of desires. When one thought gets repeated again and again, so you must understand, when the thought gets repeated, that means the contact of the thought through the sense with the object of the sense gets repeated. Thought cannot be stable, it has to move. Thoughts cannot be stable. It is a wave. Wave is not stability. It has to move on. So when the thoughts move on, where do they go? They are created by the mind, in the subconscious mind, and they go out of the body through the senses. Say the nature of the thought is form. So it has to go through the eyes outside, and it has to contact a form. And after contact, it has to come back because it is obstructed by the object. It has to come back. And while coming back, it has to bring some information about the contact with the object, about the object. So whatever information it brings, it is accumulated in subconscious mind, and that we call understanding. And again, the nature of the thought, whatever information it has brought, those informations has to be multiplied when favorable conditions are available. So now, this contact, when gets repeated again and again, that means contact of the thought with the object, when gets repeated again and again. Why does it get repeated? Because of nature. Its nature is to repeat. Why it should be repeated? Because its tendency is to become many. That is the tendency in the very beginning of creation. One wants to become many. That is the tendency. So, one becomes many when the favorable conditions are available. Now it has to repeat. When it gets repeated, it becomes a desire. Desire means to have the object always in contact, to use it when it is needed, as per the will of the thoughts, mind. The object should be used. That means mind wants to dominate over the object. It can use any time, anywhere, whenever it wants. So this becomes a desire. Because of desire, it wants to have so many objects around it, with it, to use it whenever it wants. Whatever it sees by the senses, it wants to accumulate all those. That's how we have a tendency, every being has a tendency to accumulate things, objects in this world. If you are born all alone, how many things you collect in your life? Innumerable things. First of all, you collect some clothes. Of course, not you, but your parents. They want to cover up you with some cloths and some cradle and some toys and eatables and many, so many things. You accumulate, go on accumulating. This is because of desire. This is the tendency with every object, every being, to accumulate things, and this is because of the desire. And desire is because of contact with the objects. If a child sees something attractive, anything may be, whatever it gets, it holds it. Because of desire. He doesn't know it, he is not aware of it, but it is the tendency of every being. Of course, we are elderly people are little aware, so we can use our intellect to investigate what all goes on in the process of desire fulfillment. Why we try to fulfill the desire. And from other angle when we see something lacking in us, whatever we don't have, we want to have it. To fulfill the desire means to fulfill the need, what is not there with us. If I don't have a cloth, I want a cloth. I saw something very good pen with you, which I don't have, so I will have a desire to have that pen. Very good watch, wristwatch. It has got temperature, it has got BP also it can give you, and it can talk to anyone. Phone also is there, and many things are there which I don't have. Such a watch I don't have. So the moment I see it, that means my senses have contact with the watch, then a desire is born. I don't have it, let me have it. So this is how the desires are built up, and we are always trying to fulfill the desire. That means to have so many objects with us to use whenever we like. And why? Because it is not with me, so I want this. And why you don't have? When I feel I am incomplete, I don't have everything, then I will have the desire to have it, to complete my fullness. When one feels I have everything in this world, then he will not have any desire. The root cause is feeling incomplete, imperfect. And the moment you can have the satisfaction, contentment, that I have everything, I need nothing, then all the desires, they will run away from you. You cannot make any desires, because everything you have, that is feeling of completeness. And that is what is told in Gita. Santosh amrita triptanam yat sukham santachetasam abhito brahma nirvano samam samadhigacchati. When one is contented, satisfied in his heart of hearts, he feels I need nothing, I am fully contented, I am fully satisfied, I need nothing. That is called contentment. It's a very, very highest divine virtue which generally not all possess. Rarely one among millions and billions who achieves such a divine quality. I have everything with me, I need nothing. I need nothing. So in this way, this contentment is the fire to burn up all the desires. So we are going to discuss now, we are discussing what is the cause of desires, which is cause for creating differences everywhere. When there is difference between the object and myself, then only I contact with the object by my senses, and then the desire is created, and then I want to fulfill the desire, and then desires goes on growing, multiplying. So all the problems in the world, we have to fight with others, we have to make enmity with everyone, because I want whole world with me. Whatever I say, I want it. So from this discussion we come to the conclusion. When I feel incomplete in myself, then I have a desire to have some objects, and that desire goes on multiplying, and I am all the time struggling to fulfill the desires to have that object with me. This is only because I have no contentment, I have no satisfaction, I feel incomplete within myself. I want to become complete. And this is because of ignorance. This is how the vasana, the thoughts, are the root cause of ignorance. Ignorance means not knowing the reality. So we don't know that these objects are not different from me, they are within me. I am not this body, not this mind, not these thought waves. I am the absolute balanced state that is eternally continuous, that we name as Supreme Self, or the truth, or the God. We name it something which is beyond all these names and forms. That is what I am. But due to forgetfulness, I forget because of all these senses contacting with the objects, and body holds these senses, and our mind always flittering, never steady, and flittering means it goes out and comes in, goes out, comes in. This is its business. This is what is known as chitta vritti. Vritti means profession, or it's a working system. Because mind is nothing but a flow of thoughts. It cannot be steady, and if it becomes steady, then it will not have any contact with the outside objects through the senses. So somehow or other, if we can steady the mind, stop its movement, then only we can get rid of all these desires, accumulating objects, and inviting all the problems and miseries. So the process is somehow or other, maybe by different means, by different methods, but the process will be stopping the mind. That is what is known as yoga of Patanjali, Raja Yoga. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga means the effort to struggle to practice to stop the mind. And these thought waves are nothing but vibrations and misbalanced state, imbalanced state. So somehow or other we have to attain balance and stop the vibratory system of the mind, flow of thoughts, and this process is known as yoga. Yoga leads you to absolute, directly or indirectly. It gives you all the clues and it guides you to attain success, get success in practicing all these, and it gives you the skill how to do it. So, if we come to our root cause, if the mind is unstable, then we are in trouble. If the mind is stable, that means one-pointed. It stops vibrating, going out. It becomes one-pointed. Then we can have the full satisfaction, contentment that we have everything. I have everything. No desires will be created. No problems will be created. So, stopping the mind is first and foremost duty of everyone to have eternal peace, bliss and contentment. So how to stop? Of course, many methods are there, and the best and most effective method is when we analyze why the mind vibrates, we get the conclusion that prana, the vital energy, the air breathing system, we have, every being will have, living being will have this vital energy, breathing system. It vibrates all the body by vibrating all the nervous system, and it activates the body, makes the body vibrating and working. Vibration means it cannot be stable. Unstableness is called action. So the body starts working through the senses, and mind controls and commands and demands and does everything. Mind controls and orders the senses to have contact with the objects, and in this way a cooperative society goes on working. Mind, senses, body, and the energy is the prana, the vital energy, the breathing system. So if somehow or other this can be stopped, then mind will not vibrate and mind has to stop automatically. Understood now? So in yogic method they say to practice pranayam, many methods are there of in pranayam. Many processes are there to stop the breath. If you can practice and stop the breathing, that is called kumbhak, stopping the breathing system. And when the prana doesn't work, then mind has to, forcibly it has to stop. This is how the great yogis, great investigators, great seers, they have given us these conclusions and methods to have peace of mind and get rid of all the problems of this world and finish creating these differences again and again in this world. So when mind is stopped, prana is stopped, then if it stops for a longer period, then it gets steadied. Even though afterwards it starts vibrating, it will not have that old habit of contacting with the objects again and again, though it sees everything through the senses, yet the mind will not have interest to get information and get entangled and have desires. So, that state is known as samadhi. After stopping the mind, stopping the prana, when you have a state of meditation, when it continues for a long time, then it gets established in it. That is known as samadhi. And after samadhi, even though mind starts working, it will not have any interest because of its old habits are controlled. So it will of course contact with the objects through the senses, but it will not have any interest in the contact and information it gets, nothing, no interest in the world, outside world objects. So, this is known as knowledge, and a man of knowledge who has attained this, he will not have differences in his mind, even though he contacts all the objects out in outside world. Because of new habit, established, conformed habit. This is how to get rid of this world and thought waves and desires. When these desires are destroyed, thought waves are destroyed, that means they have been balanced forever. Then we can get rid of all these problems of the world, miseries of the world, and we cannot have any differences. Just as yesterday we were discussing, you are a male, she is a female, there is a difference, isn't it? You are Japanese, he is Indian, there is difference. But in Jnani, a man of wisdom will not see these differences, he will see human beings. And similarly, still further, he will not see the human beings and animals, but he will see the awareness everywhere. So, though he sees different objects, different beings, yet inwardly he knows only the Absolute is present everywhere in all the beings. Outwardly, the senses have to do their work. He is not concerned with the activities of the senses, mind, prana. The prana again starts working, or mind starts working. Senses contact with the sense objects. He is never concerned. He becomes a seer, and he is not concerned with the seen object. Just as you see your hand, it is differently seen, but you know it is not different from me. Just as an onlooker sitting in the audience, observing, witnessing the cricket match or football match, he is impartial. He enjoys both. He enjoys the winner's joy, and he enjoys the defeater's sobbing, weeping. Yes, Guruji.
From a relative point of view, so much is solid body.
Pardon?
From a relative point of view, so much is solid body is vibration, or vibration is different from body.
It can be seen from different two angles. The body cannot keep quiet. By yogic method, we can make it quiet. By nature, it has to go on working. And body never works. The senses in the body works. So we say body is activating. And senses do not act. It is mind which prompts the senses to act. So the mind is root cause. Mind doesn't work. It is prana which is activating the mind. So really prana works. So in this way, prana is root cause for the body, senses, and mind, and the subconscious mind to active, to become active. In this way, prana is responsible. And from other angle, all these vibrations, they are only vibrations, and in the very beginning of the creation, when one becomes many, this is by the vibratory process. When the absolute silence or balanced state or steadiness, or we can call constancy, absolute constancy, when that doesn't vibrate but it appears as if it is vibrating, then all these start. And these vibrations in different directions, in different ways, they get accumulated and they solidify, they becomes the object, they becomes the body, they becomes the senses, mind, prana, everything. In different directions, different ways, they get accumulated, and The whole world, all the names and forms, all the activities, actions and reactions, or the doer, done and doing, everything is rooted in the vibratory system. So, the body also, from that angle, there is no difference between body or senses or mind or prana. Everything is a vibratory process. From that angle, from the angle of vision of starting point, how did it start? And further when we go, we forget the starting point. Then we create all these differences. One appears as a tree, other appears as a bird, some other appears as animals, some others are caterpillars or our what we call moths, butterflies, insects, animals, different kinds of beings. They are only after long time. So to create all these different solid objects and different creating differences between objects and the seer, seen and the process of seeing, all these happen in billions and billions of years after the vibratory system starts. This creation is not a momentary project. It happens, the creation is such, as we see, it takes long time. We cannot imagine how long it takes. The absolute subtle becomes so solid. Yesterday we discussed how the oxygen and hydrogen got together, become water, and then become, in process, in thousands of years, millions of years, it becomes diamond, so solid. The oxygen which is invisible, it becomes so strong, so solid diamond. It takes long time, slow process of change. And everything is within the vibratory system. The whole world is based on the vibratory system. That means change. Nature, we see everything is changing. Basically, it is vibratory system. Vibratory system means changes and creating differences. Both. That's why I told from different angles it looks different.
relatively 360 degree point of view, उनका जो क्वेश्चन है वो सॉलिड है कि वो लिक्विड है?
Yes. Whether your question is solid or vibratory.
And the questioner itself is solid or vibratory?
The question is vibratory and the answer also is vibratory system. And taking tea also vibratory system, and enjoyment also is vibratory system. Everything is on this only. Got the answer? little. ही सेज, जन्म के कारण संबित स्पंदन में जो भीतर का वासना रस है वही बाहर अंकुर फैलाता है, बाहर अंकुर फेंकता है। इसीलिए उस वासना रस को असंग रूप अग्नि से आप जला दीजिए। असंग शस्त्रेण दृढ़ेन छित्वा। गीता टेल्स अस this world is a tree. Example, compares. The whole world is taken as compared as a big tree. Its foliage is downward and the roots are above. Roots are above. Above means the all-pervading, all-enveloping absolute truth, which is capable of holding everything within it, because it is all-pervading. Just as the sky holds all the objects within it, it is not outside sky. Are you outside sky?
No.
You are within it. Just as you are within the room, building, ashram, and the district, and the country, so also you are within the air, fire, sky, and you are also within the absolute consciousness, which holds innumerable universes within it. Now, he says, this world is not compared as a tree, because that is overlapping everyone. So, the root of tree is above. It is rooted in the absolute silence, the truth. And if you want to get rid of all these problems and your desires, one thing we have not yet discussed now, we have discussed it many times. When the desires get fulfilled, that means when the desire gets its object, okay, when it gets contact with the object, then there is contact, so attachment. Without contact, we cannot have attachment. Means, when one paper we fix on the other paper, we apply some glue, then two papers become one. That is called attachment. One paper is attached to the other, isn't it? 4 or 5 papers we clip, we put together, we put in a file, so they are attached to each other. Similarly, when we get contact with the object, then there is attachment. So desires are nothing but attachment. This attachment is otherwise known as the cause for our misunderstanding, our problems, our miseries in this world. I am attached to my family, not to your family. I am attached to my district, not other districts. I am attached to my state. I don't care for other states. I am attached to my country. I am not concerned with other countries. In
उल्टा भी होता है समझे, I am attached to your wife, not my wife.
joke,
I like
joke.
joking. I like joking.
I think sometimes it is the other way around. I am, Swamiji saying, I am attached to my family,
Yeah.
not your family.
Yeah.
So I am attached also the other way around. I am attached to your wife, not my wife.
This is how attachment is understood. And this attachment is the cause for our miseries, problems. And he says, by developing unattachment, we can get rid of our problems. We can solve our problems. So you should not be attached to your wife nor to other wives. Okay.
Always in Japanese saying, we attach to next person to plate. Next,
Yes.
Another plate is more tasty, looks tasty.
Yes, yes. This is how attachment.
Yes.
We are attached to good sweets.
Yeah, good to see you.
We are attached to chow mein, pizza. So, in order to get rid of attachment and your problems, you have to destroy this attachment. Attachment is due to desires and contact with the object and repetition and all these. So attachment is the root cause, and if you want to destroy this tree, world tree, then detachment is the fire. You can destroy this world tree by fire of detachment. Detachment. That is called vairagya, dispassion. Dispassion. And by cultivating dispassion, I need nothing. All these worlds, all these objects, I don't want, because it is momentary, because it is changing. I don't feel any in it, any enjoyment in it. So I don't want all these. This is called knowledge, dispassion, and thereby you are free from all these. That is called the knowledge, fire of knowledge. This is called knowledge, and attachment is called ignorance. So if you want to burn this world, you want to get rid of the problems of the world, then you must develop dispassion towards all these objects, vairagya, and then comes the discrimination. Vairagya gives rise to the divine quality. It is called discrimination. Discrimination means to find out, to decide conformly that this is permanent, this is impermanent, this is eternal, this is ever changing and subject to destruction. So I don't want all these. I am one with the Absolute. This is called knowledge, fire of knowledge. This is how you can burn this attachment with the world tree, world objects, and you can be able to rest in peace eternally. He gives an example. Yes.
So the detachment is a gradual process, or it is all of a sudden detachment?
By practice, by contemplation, by pondering over the process, you can have. It is not all of a sudden. When you go on analyzing things, why I am attached to all these objects, when you analyze, when you think inside your mind, that is called introvertness. And when you find out all these are not necessary because it is not long lasting, ever changing, I cannot get eternal peace or bliss from all these objects. So thereby you find fault with all these objects. That is how the dispassion slowly develops. And when it becomes strong dispassion, then the discrimination starts. Oh, these are all momentary. I want eternal object. That is the absolute truth, where there is no change at all. So that is the result of discrimination. Discrimination also grows slowly. Dispassion, when matured, then discrimination dawns, and then when discrimination is matured or strong enough, then you are able to see what is permanent and what is impermanent. And then, of course, you will decide to have the permanent object rather than the impermanent object. If I give you a glass piece, a beautiful toy made up of glass, and another beautiful toy made up of steel, and another beautiful same toy made up of gold, what will you choose? Will you choose the glass one? Why? Why not? It glitters like gold. Why not you choose the glass idol? Because you know, if it falls down, it will break in a minute. And steel or the gold, it will not break. It will keep up its glow, its color, its form. Even though it falls, it will not break. So you know it is permanent comparatively. It is permanent, this is impermanent. So you choose the golden one, and more valuable, not the steel one, because it is not so valuable, though it is glittering. It has got some glow, but you will not choose it because it is less valuable. In this way, when you compare and get the final result, that is called discriminative power. What is impermanent and what is permanent. The whole world is impermanent because everybody, every moment, everything is changing. So when this is confirmed in your mind, That is called discriminating power. And that is the result of vairagya, dispassion. When you see all these are transitory, I don't want it, I don't have any attachment for it, I don't have any desires for it, then you grow discriminate power, and then you see clearly all these are toys made up of glass. I don't need all these. And that is Hiranyagarbha, that is ever glittering like gold, golden womb. I like that toy. That will never be destroyed. Okay? This is how you can cultivate vairagya, dispassion, discrimination, and then knowledge dawns. Knowledge means renouncing the impermanent objects. I don't want it. By the power of dispassion and discrimination, I don't want all these. That is, not wanting means putting fire. That is possible by the help of real knowledge. Real knowledge is knowing this. This is impermanent, this is permanent. When it is conformed, that is called knowledge. So simple, but so difficult to have it. Why it is difficult? Because we have been habituated. Since lives, we have been habituated to catch hold of some toys of paper or glass and enjoying all these. We have not seen the golden ones. And who will show this? Huh?
So Swamiji, you are saying we should aspire for the Hiranyagarbha, for the golden one.
Surely, that is also a desire. That desire will destroy all other desires and it will disappear by itself. That is good desire. That is worth having. And that desire is golden desire. To have the golden womb.
Is that also the highest desire, Swamiji?
Yes. So he has given us all the methods of discriminating and analyzing what is the cause for all these differences, what we have in this world. And creating difference means we are always attached to some and not attached to one. In this way we create troubles. If you are attached to the whole universe, that is not troublesome. Why? Because one who thinks of the whole universe as his family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one who accepts in his heart of heart, the whole universe is my family. I am everywhere and everything belongs to me. Everything is mine. Then where is the question of need of little things, desire for small things? All the desires will disappear because everything belongs to me. I have everything with me. I am complete in myself. This is one method. Other method is negating everything. This is transitory, this is transitory. Are Jinan is my friend, but how long he will be my friend? One day he will disappear from this earth. I don't need such a momentary friendship. Let me not have friends in this world. Because everybody is subject to death. They will disappear. I lose my friend. Why to have such friends? Let me have a permanent friend. So in this way, negating everything, not this, not this, not this. This room, this building, beautiful building, but when earthquake comes, it will be one with the earth. I don't want this. It is a momentary object. In this way, negating, I don't want this, I don't need this, I don't have this, I don't need anything. I am not attached to anything. In this way, in the end, we come to our senses, mind, body. I am not this body, not these senses, not this mind. I am the, whatever remains, I am that, which is beyond the names and forms and words and descriptions or names and forms. That is absolute truth. I am that, whatever remains in the end. That is how it is not mentioned by the words or by the sound. It is indicated that which remains in the end, the absolute remnants, whatever remains in the end, after negating all these. That is the truth. And when I have negated my body and my entity, I have no entity, I have no identity, negated everything. So what remains? The truth remains. Remnants is the truth. So this is the negative path, and everything belongs to me. That is mine, that is mine. The whole universe belongs to me. Universe is my family. I have everything. So that is also the positive way. Both ways leads you to the absolute and ends all your troubles. Go as per your desire, whatever suits you. Okay? Yes, Mataji.
Is there any method to destroy attachment immediately, quickly? Is there any method to destroy attachment quickly, immediately?
Please, can you tell me?
僕も起きる前にいいクエスチョンだよ。
No. Little slowly and loudly.
Is there any method
In?
Any method
Yes.
to destroy attachment quickly, immediately?
Quickly.
Good question.
The quick method to destroy the whole world.
Destroy attachment.
Destroy attachment to the world.
Yeah.
Destroying the whole world.
नहीं वो पहले क्लियर कर लीजिए किससे अटैचमेंट डिस्ट्रॉय करना है.
Yes, attachment to world. So, because we have attachment with the world by our body, senses, mind and this energy, vital energy, prana, then only we have attachment with the whole world. This is now we have discussed it. When you know it perfectly, all these are not transitory. The moment you know it, then and there all these vanish. This is the easiest and quickest method. I will give you an example. In dark night, you were going somewhere in the forest. All of a sudden, you saw a big snake is before you. Ajagar we call cobra, big snake, so thick, long, say 20 feet long, cobra is sleeping before you. How will you feel? Dark night in forest, you are going somewhere and you found the snake sleeping before you. How will you feel? How will you feel? Fearful, you are afraid, is it? And you are restless, what to do, where to go. Now all of a sudden there is lightning in the clouds, cloudy sky, lightning is there. So now you saw, it is not a cobra, it is a big piece of wood. In the darkness, the wood, a long piece of wood, appeared as if it is a cobra. So now, how long it takes to get rid of your fear and be glad? How long it takes? Come on. How much time you take to get rid of this fear and problems?
1 second.
Fraction of a second. The moment there is lightning, your fear is gone. The quickest method. When you see, the quickest method means when there is fire of light of your knowledge, and that comes all of a sudden, and that is by the grace of your own effort. When you are trying for it sincerely, honestly, just like a fish out of water, how it feels. A fish out of water, how does it feel? Restless. To go to the source. So if you feel restless like that, to get the knowledge is in a second. You have to feel restless. That sincerity, honesty, restlessness to get the knowledge, that brings your quick result. And this is called your own effort, your own struggle. You are feeling restless for getting the knowledge. Then knowledge dawns. And the other method also, when you have gone through all the scriptures and known everything. In essence, that world is just troublesome, it is momentary, and when the scriptures have blessing over you, in a moment you accept that world is not needed. I need the absolute truth, that is the knowledge. When the blessing or grace of the scriptures done on you, then it is the quickest method. Two, then other, when there is blessing of your teacher, he is trying to make you realize day and night, every moment, world is not there, your body is not there, you are not this body, you are not attached to this world. All these are momentary. Don't think of all these. Think of the absolute. Have your control over mind. All these are not there. Again and again, your Guru goes on reminding you again and again. Then when blessing of your Guru dawns over you, then it takes 1 second to get the knowledge. And when the Absolute itself, the God itself is gracious on you, you are trying for Him, you are praying for Him day and night. Ahoratran sandadhami. Day and night, continuously, you are restless to get the knowledge. Then the blessing of God dawns over you, then it appears before you in the form of a effulgence. And in that effulgence, all these dark shades of names and forms, they disappear. That is called the grace of God. 4 things. The quickest method, your own blessing over you, your self-effort, the blessing of scriptures which guide you, give you the knowledge, and third is your Guru's blessings and God's blessing. 4 blessings, either 1, 2, 3, or all the 4s. Then it takes no time, the quickest method. And we don't know where is God. We have no time to go through all the scriptures. And we don't want to serve our Guru, make him please over me, us. You have to serve your Guru day and night, then only he will give his blessings to you. And Guru's blessings. Guru, you know, the teacher who teaches you. And if not all these, at least you must feel restless, your own blessing over you. That is not thinking for anything else other than the knowledge. Give up the drinking, eating, talking to anyone, seeing anything, but feel restless within. I want this, I want knowledge, I don't want all this. I want only the truth. The moment you have decided this, you are blessed with the knowledge. It takes no time. The quickest method. It is upon you. How much you need, how much you demand. According to the demand, the supply is supplied. Where there is a demand, there is a supply. When the child weeps, the mother comes running from the kitchen, isn't it? If the child weeps once, ah, then it sleeps, the mother will not come. If the child goes on beating its legs and hands and cries aloud, can the mother cook in the kitchen? It has to run then and there. That depends upon the child. How much it needs its mother, isn't it? How much you need, how much is intense your desire to have the knowledge, demand. What is the intensity of your desire? Then only the supply comes.
Swami, every day we should have 1 hour for crying. Everyone should sit and cry.
Yes, 1 hour we can cry. That is not enough. Whole day and night you have to cry. That is not enough also. God tests you.
After Bandara we can cry.
So, when you enter your room, close your room, shut the door, and try to cry, don't open your door till God comes.
Who will cry more will get crying.
Yes, I shall tell you now. The time is over. I shall tell you how the child Dhruva demanded God, cried for the God. He wanted to see God. He left the house at midnight. He was a prince. He wanted to see God for some reason. And mother told God is not available here to persuade him. God lives in the forest. So midnight when everybody is asleep, the small child of 5 years, he gets up and runs to the forest to see God. And he was so eager to see God. Whatever he sees, he embraces. He sees a tiger, embraces him. He has no fear. He asks him, "Are you God?" Mother told, God is there in forest. Are you God? Because of his sincere heart, simple, clear heart, which has got no fear, no hatred, nothing. The ferocious animals also, they cannot do any harm to such person. They cannot. He went on embracing everyone. Are you God? Are you God? Are you God? So last, the celestial monk Narad saw this and comes down to the earth to guide him. When he appears before Dhruva, the child, are you God? No, no, I am not God, but I can guide you to God. You cannot get God like this. Come, sit here and meditate. You must control your mind, not shouting like this for God, but keeping quiet for God, meditating on God. So he directed him, guided him, and the child followed him, and in no time, very quickly, he forgot food and water. Oh God, oh God, oh God, when you are coming? So he saw God in the heart, and God came before him also, within and without, inside and outside, everywhere there is God. So God is standing before him, and he is visible in the heart also. When he opens his eyes, oh God, the God asked him, what for you want to see me? What do you need? I don't know what I did. He forgot everything. He became one with the God. That is called pole star, eternal, constant star which never rises, never sets. All the stars, all the sun and moon and stars, all the planets, they rise and set in the sky. But pole star never rises, never sets. He is constant. He achieved the absolute constancy. This is how you have to feel, you have to demand. Then only you will get it. This is the quickest way. He did self-effort. I want to see God. That is self-blessing. Okay? Can you? One Guru Bhai, he comes to me and asks, where is God? And how to get God? I told him, I know, but I am unable to meet God because I am not so curious. I know my loopholes, my lackings. But do you want to see God? Yes! I said, I know the way. Will you follow? Shall I tell you? Yes, tell me. I want to see God. I said, in Sivananda Ashram Rishikesh, in room, he asked me. I said, go to Ganga bank and sit in the staircase inside the water and go on chanting Ram, 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 Ram. Don't get up unless Ram comes. Don't get up in the water, sit in the water up to this much water and go on chanting Ram, Ram. Don't get up. He went and sat at 3 p.m., evening 3 o'clock. He sat there for till 1 o'clock. I was watching him. Ram, 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 Ram. But in the end, Ram, he could not sit. Afterwards he got up and ran away. Next day he comes and abuses me. Do you want to kill me? Yes. In this way you cannot get God. You have to sacrifice your life. The most valuable is life. In by sacrificing your life, you can get your God. Are you able to? Are you willing to? Are you ready to sacrifice your life? That is feeling restlessness, not eating, not drinking. If you say, I shall tell you stories on this, how the seekers feel restless and what do they do and what do they get. I shall go on telling you stories who have attained Godhood. How did they get? You must follow their paths. Then only you can get God very quickly, here and now. Can you sit? Let me see how long you can sit, for God's sake. This is the test. You have to qualify. Then, then you are admitted to Godhood. Okay. Thank you this much today. We shall discuss tomorrow what is detachment or unattachment. Now we discussed to be unattached to sense objects. Whatever we see by our senses, 5 senses of knowledge, what is the way to get detachment, dispassion and discrimination? What is the path? What the great people advise us what to do. Okay? Tomorrow. Huh? Of course, yes, thank you. Tomorrow is 15th August. We are going to celebrate our Independence Day, 15th August. Tomorrow shall not have any class, so excuse. Day after tomorrow we will have class. And please excuse. Again and again we have no class. So what to do? This is situation. We have to adjust and accommodate. Tomorrow means next session. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, Sachidananda Bhagavan ki jai, Sabda Brahma ki jai, Saraswati Maharani ki jai, Yogavasirji Bhagavan ki jai. Hari Om.